Hello, I'm
Hi.
Kelley, and this is Diane. Welcome to Chattin Shite.
A podcast where we chat, we rant, and we probably overshare. So how are you, Kelley?
I am good.
Okay.
First day of the kids' summer holidays.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Are yours finished now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the whole country's on holidays. Yeah, I think the whole country's on holidays, to be honest.
I think some of the schools around here are only finishing today.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My kids finished on Wednesday last week.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they go back early?
The last week of August, yeah.
Yeah, see, ours won't go back now till the first week in September.
I see.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to the summer now?
Do you know what? I actually love the summer. As you know, I'm not a morning person. Anything that requires me to wake up in the morning and get ready and rush. I'm in such a bad mood in the morning. So I love the summer. I don't have to wake up early. But also it's a privilege because my kids are an age where I don't need to, mind them 24/7. Do you know what I mean? Like they can put around the house and do whatever, make their own lunch and, that kind of way.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm that privileged, but it's definitely something that's on my mind, how long the summer can be for people who have young children and no support, or both parents are working and they don't have anybody around them to help them, or they don't have parents to help with childcare. Yeah, it's really hard.
The cost
of it.
of putting kids in camps, like mine are gone beyond that now, but they're for a few years, and you're putting them in camps, and it just gets really expensive for parents.
It's very expensive,
especially if you're both working full time.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
I think, and maybe people won't agree, but I think the holidays are too long. I think they need to be spaced out better throughout the year.
I think they are too long, but yeah. Then I have a friend in the UK, and she was telling me the holidays are only 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and they get longer midterms, so they could get. I think at Christmas time they get 3 weeks, which honestly I think the kids need.
Yes.
I know it's hard, but like Christmas is so full on. They get no time with their toys, and then they're back to school.
Yeah.
I genuinely think an extra week there would be nice. It would take the stress levels down.
I agree.
And nobody's going anywhere in January anyway.
And it's cold and winter and miserable. Might as well be home with the kids.
I think we should move towards the UK and just have them better spaced out. Yeah. Because kids are exhausted by the time it gets to June.
Yeah.
Where
it's long.
I feel like if the holidays were better spaced out, there wouldn't be that burnout for teachers as well.
Yeah.
And like I am someone who I fully agree with the time off the teachers get. Because as a parent who's been home with children, I cannot imagine being in a classroom with 30 different needs, 30 different kids, personalities, all that. It's a lot. Like, I have full admiration. I do believe they need their holidays, but I think the holidays need to be better spaced out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. So maybe petition for the holidays to be shorter, more spaced out.
Yeah, maybe we need to talk. But you know what? By the time they do anything in this country, I mean, I hate homework as well.
The bane of my existence.
Yeah,
goodness.
I'm like, I want them to do less homework. One thing, like, my kids now are both going to be in secondary school now. One's going into 5th year. He's definitely going to have more homework. But 1st, 2nd and 3rd year, very little.
I know.
It's amazing. Like, they'd more in primary.
No way.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Good.
So that school just has an ethos of,
That's
I'm
good.
like, I love that.
That's good.
Anyway, what are we talking about today, Diane?
So, well, today I thought we should talk about the things we need to stop normalizing as a society.
Okay.
Yes. There are things that we place too much importance on and we shouldn't.
Okay.
For example, expectations put on mothers to be martyrs, to be sacrificial lambs, to be a good mother. And I say this again from a place of privilege because I was a social worker for many years. I worked in child protection. I studied child psychology. I studied all those things, parenting and stuff. I train on parenting courses, and I was a young mom. So I can speak in terms of I've seen what expectations is put on people, but also I know the definition of a good good enough parent in terms of legislations, but also reality.
Yeah.
So I think we place so much emphasis on women, sacrificing themselves to be good mothers, and the expectation that are not put on men. And I think that's something we need to let go.
What do you term, like, what would be a good enough mother? Like, so it is that thing of where women, we have this thing put on us, we're expected to be the cook, the cleaner, the nutritionist, the psychologist, there's so many things that we're expected to be now.
Yeah.
Like, what does good enough parenting look like?
I think a good enough parent is a parent who is attuned at their children's needs. They know what their children need, and they're able to give their children what they need, but also able to give themselves what they need to parent well enough. Because what we do oftentimes is we see parents who are just living for their children. Everything is about their children, living their dreams for their children, expecting their children to, in a way, live their lives for them because they never had a chance to do it.
Yeah.
And that comes with a lot of resentment.
I think, I definitely, everything for a long time for me revolved around my children. Like, definitely. And yeah, I can see how it becomes. I think obviously as they get older and they need you less. in physical, in the like where
the
they can,
and whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely everything was. I worked everything around my children for a very long time.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that if you know it's for a season. The problem I have with what I see some mothers do is base their whole lives on their children and expect their children to nearly factor them as well in their lives.
Yeah, as they get older.
Yeah, because I sacrificed my life for you. I put my life on hold for you. I did everything for you. But your child didn't ask you for that.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it's about what does your child need? Not want, but what do they need? Again, that's something that some people don't agree with me on.
But needs and wants are very different things.
Very different. What does your child need? But in the process, remember that your child is not an extension of you.
Yeah.
Your child is a fully human being with their own needs and wants and desires. Your job is to guide them to get there, but don't expect them to live your life. Don't expect to live your life through them.
Yeah.
I've seen parents who, especially in the African context, often is when you get to college, you only have 3 options: be a lawyer, be a doctor, be an engineer. Literally, that's all. But that's because our parents never had a chance to do that, never had a chance to live that life. So they expect their children to live that for them. And even, I say that all the time,
Do you think though as well, like that's to do with, Black people trying to present themselves really well in the world because of racism and everything, but it's like if you go and you're a doctor or you're an engineer, or things will be easier for you because you know what I mean. Like I can see why a Black parent would push, like I know, like education is huge. It's huge for everybody, but I do I definitely see it. Like you watch Black content creators in America, in the UK, whatever, like they're like, I have 4 degrees. You're like, what? Like, everything is...
This is to over succeed. Perhaps, but it's not just a thing within the European context. Our Africans in Africa still feel the same.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I mean it everywhere.
Like, we're not facing racism in Africa. But there's still the expectation that you only have 3 options to succeed. And I really strongly believe it's because... And I think it's in the context of also of Irish parents, maybe 50 years ago, people who didn't get a chance to have an education that they would have loved, they oftentimes expect their kids to do that for them. Yeah. And I have a problem with that. Your kid is your kid. They have their own life, their own desires. Let them pursue what they want. You go do it.
And I also think everyone, and this is a really humbling thing I learned as well, but everyone's entitled to make their own mistakes. Everybody's entitled to their own journey. Like if your kid wants to pursue something that you think is off the wall, that's their thing to pursue. That's their, that's their mistake to make and learn from.
Within context.
So now you're
African and Nemo. Within context. Oh my goodness. Within context.
Okay, so are you going to be a hypocrite with your own kids?
No, that's what I said. I think our job is to guide our children.
Yes.
Like we are the parents because hopefully we have lived a life to know, to have more experience, to kind of see the future in a way. So if my child comes to me and said, I want to be a football coach, I want to learn how to be a football coach, I'm going to sit them down and show them the reality of, that's great, that's a great hobby. But what are the chances of you actually succeeding or making a living out of that? Do you know what I mean? That's just an example. I'm not saying football coaches don't make a living, but I mean...
It's very hard to succeed in.
Yes. And I think allowing your children, giving your children too much freedom, for me, I believe is also a type of neglect. And it's for me, I believe it's child protection concern. If your kids can just be, they can just do whatever. Because we see that in child protection issues where a parent would just open their doors and let their kids roam the roads whenever. There's no boundaries, there's no limits, there's no expectations on what to do. That's a child protection concern. But that can also be the same if my child is 18, 19 and they just, or maybe 17, 18, they just want to do whatever. You're not guiding them. That's a child protection concern, according to me. It's neglect. I feel like our job is to guide our children and give them the perimeters of what we know would be good, but allow them to be autonomous as well in a way. But guide them. Don't let them just get loose.
But also, if your kid comes to you and is like, I want to be a soccer coach. Okay, they're like, let's go and do and we'll go to college and you'll do all the, and I think you should definitely stay in the industry that you're interested in.
Absolutely.
Because if you do soccer coach or whatever, that can lead on to many different things. If you do you're not going to do a course in soccer coaching, you're going to do a course in coaching or whatever it is, there's going to be other elements to your course that can lead you on to very different things. But if you're on a path where you're interested in what you're doing, where if you have kids who are like, oh, well, I think I can get a job in law, but I mightn't get a job in soccer or PE or whatever it is, or there's not good jobs or whatever, they're probably going to lose their way. You have to be interested in it as well.
I agree. And I think just because you're guiding your child doesn't mean they're going to follow your guidance, but at least you did it. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, because you know what? Your child will come back and blame you if you haven't. You can be guaranteed. If you don't give them, the good advice, or if you don't put boundaries in place with them, you can be guaranteed they're going to come back in years to come and be like, but why did you let me do that? 100%.
100. I was talking to a friend actually the other day. I was explaining how in an African culture we have elders, but there's someone whose role is simply advising someone. Your role in the family is be an advisor.
Oh my God, I would love that role. Come to me. I love giving advice.
So literally, in my language, if I can translate it, it's really just an advisor. And I feel like in the Western world, we lose that. We don't have many advisors anymore. And if you do, you're like, what the fuck think you are? Kind of thing. But I still believe a parent's job for the most part is to be an advisor.
But isn't that though the role usually of an older woman in a family? You would find an auntie or, it can never really be your parent, I always love that, my kids are close enough to their aunts and uncles on both sides that they have so many people I know that they can go to for advice, because they're not going to come to me for certain things, and they shouldn't. But I even know with my own Paul on his side, he has grown-up nieces, they would sometimes
come to you
for advice, and and I'll happily give that. So I think, isn't that as well what they say about women? Is we lose our fertility, but isn't because our role then becomes to be the advisor.
Nice. That's lovely,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's lovely.
I bet you if you think about advisors in your family, it's always an older woman.
Patriarchy doesn't allow it as much, but I would listen to an older woman before I listen to an older man.
Fact. Oh my God, I would love that job.
Yeah,
we've gone completely off topic, haven't we?
as usual. But I really think in terms of the things we need to let go, expectations of women sacrificing their lives to be as the maybe the measure of good parenting. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to be a good parent. That's what I believe.
Yeah, and I think we're definitely moving more in that direction.
I hope so.
I think people are waking up to that, and women, and I think the more you have two parents heavily involved, which is where I like the shift is moving, that men are way more involved. Like the other day, I saw these, I was out for my walk and I saw two men walking along, having a chat, pushing the buggies. And I just thought, you would not have seen that 10 years ago. You wouldn't have seen that. Like when I had small kids, you would never have seen two men out pushing a buggy for a walk. You would see two women, because you'd ring your friend and you go, do you want to bring the babies for a walk? And we'll walk together. And now we're seeing men do, and I'm like, that's amazing. And it just feels like that's probably then the wife is able to go and do a class or do whatever, or rest or whatever, where, I feel like we're moving more in that direction.
That's good.
I think when we're going to get true equality, and where women are, not everything is being put upon women, is when men are going to be able to take parental leave. What's it called? Paternity leave. Proper paternity leave. Not like 3 weeks. 2 weeks. It was 2 days when my kids were born.
Stop it. It's 2 weeks now, yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks now. And like lots of parents take longer off. My husband never got any time off. Like he literally, the day, like my eldest was born at 6 a.m. He was in work at 9 a.m.
Stop. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's just the nature of like his work or whatever. But I think when we see men being able to take paternity leave, and like even one of my brothers would say, yes, I can take paternity leave, but it's really frowned upon if a man takes it, and that all needs to change. And I think then women will be on a much more equal footing, because they won't have had to sacrifice their career. And men will realize the sacrifice that it is, and just everything will.
But again, that's one of the things that we need to let go as a society, because yes, it's frowned upon. Yes, it's expected for the woman to take the break, but why? Why can we not change that?
Well, now I have to say, there's no way I would have wanted to leave my baby at home with my husband, like 100% not.
Yeah, that's because that was your choice.
But
there's another woman who would love that.
Fair.
In fact, I did it. I never stayed home for years and years. I was still always working, because that's what I wanted. So I think there are women who definitely 100% who want that, be at home when their husbands are out. But for the women who would like to be out there, and for the men who would like to be at home, we should allow that choice. And that's something as society we need to let go as well. These gender roles that's so outdated, that don't make sense in today's world. We need to redefine that and revise that, and allow people to have a choice. For whatever works for them.
Lots of men do want to stay at home.
Absolutely.
And like men, like I know a guy who's a stay-at-home dad. I actually know two stay-at-home dads, and like they're way better. Like I know, like if we were, like my husband would be a way better stay-at-home dad than I was a stay-at-home mom. Like I was really good at meet my friends for coffee, I'm bringing the kids here, I'm bringing them there. Like the house was very much where my husband would have been, I think, very much better at keeping things balanced between house and heading out.
You were the stay-at-home mom, not the stay-at-home maid, so you did your job as a mom.
That's true.
So whatever about
that's
the house,
true.
That's another problem. So
I definitely didn't take that too seriously. Okay, I'm gonna have to read my notes here.
What's yours? Give one.
So I'm a little bit more frivolous than you, but okay, so 5-day working week.
Yes,
we need to get rid of that shit. That needs to be gone. I'm hoping, right? So I know I'm the eternal optimist, and everybody is so sad, like is very worried about AI, right? And we definitely need to talk about that in another full podcast. But I feel like AI could actually lead to a 3 or 4 day working week.
Okay.
Because a lot of work that people do, AI is beginning to be able to take that drudgery, work away. So it would mean people won't have as, you know, and as much work to be doing because AI will take care of some of it, and then you could be on a 3-4 day working week. Now, it's important that people would still be earning a decent wage.
That's going to be my next question.
But they've run it. They do it in. They've run it in. Oh, it's probably Switzerland or somewhere. Certain companies have already run, and they've done tests, I suppose, or whatever. And they say that people who work a 4-day working week are way more present in work and way more productive.
I love it
because they get a break.
Yes.
Like this thing of 5-day working week, or even just that hustle culture of working 80 hours a week.
I agree.
Get in the bin.
I agree.
No.
Absolutely agree.
Like
100%.
I have a niece who she has an excellent job, right? She's an accountant. She's, I think, almost a chartered accountant, doing really well in her job. She is like, she has laid it down from the time she went in there. I'm not going to be staying behind for hours on end. I have a family life at home. She's already been promoted.
Good.
Like people alongside her who were staying there for an extra 20 hours a week, they're still where they were. She's been promoted.
Love it.
Do you know what I mean? She's so on it.
Efficient.
She's efficient when she's in work. You know, we need to get this thing of like, oh, well, I stayed behind till 8 o'clock. Like, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That just makes, I just think to myself, well, you're not very efficient. You're not very good at your job if you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you're taking on work you're not getting paid for.
I think it's important.
Yeah, and you're keeping other people out of the job then, because, you know what I mean? Maybe actually, if you stop,
someone else could come in and do the job. Yeah, I agree.
You could have another person sitting at the table. Yeah, you know.
And I think it's a personal boundary. Like my boss often say, she's like, I have never seen someone with so much boundaries in terms of work hours, and that is like, I'm like that. I mean, now having said that, like I'm off today, but I'm going to be working in the afternoon because I want to do that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Having said that, I work more. I put in more hours sometimes when I need to. Yeah. But it's not a must. Yeah. When I have to, I will. So I think it's a personal boundary, and I agree with your niece. You have to have that personal boundary. You need a life outside of work, like. But you're getting your job done. Like Diane, you're getting your work done. Yeah. That's to me, like that's all your boss should be looking at is the work done. Yeah. When you do it, how you do it, none of my business. I agree. Is it done? It is. I agree. You know? Yeah. But I just think, 5-day working week needs to get in the bin. Petition for this. I need to become a politician. Years ago, do you remember when the Celtic Tiger and there was the whole crash, and I was put on a 3-day week? From then, I was like, this is the dream. 3-day week is the dream. Because then you get days at home where you're just resting. Yes. And you're just pottering around your house. Yes. Do you know what I mean? Nobody has time to potter anymore. No. You actually have to put that time in your calendar to just potter. Yes. Do you know what I mean? Like, or when you have time to just potter about the place, you're like, guilt and what am I doing? I should be doing something. Hustle culture, another thing that's on my list that can get in the bin as well. Yes, tell us about it. Anna here. Well, I just think, just this thing of like, we're always on the go. We never, if we have free time at all, like my husband's particularly bad for this. I'm great at resting. I'm like, when you go on holiday and take some people a few days to get into holiday, not me. Straight in. Yeah, I can rest. I love it. I'm like, the minute we get to the airport, I'm like, great. But just this thing that we have to be doing something every minute of the day. I agree. And I think it's a problem for women, first daughters, oldest daughters, whatever, parents in general, and people who have busy lives, like high achievers. It's really, really important for them to rest and just sit down and just relax. Yeah. Not every weekend have to be climbing a mountain or go for a walk or go for yoga or go for Pilates. Sometimes just want to sit in my couch. Yeah. Watch a movie for 5 hours. Not cleaning the house or not dusting the place or washing the dishes. Just sit. And I agree. We need to normalize doing nothing. Yeah. Not as a reward. Not because I did so much and I have to rest. Not because as a human being, you deserve rest. Yes, so we don't have to earn it either. It doesn't have to be like, well, I did 5 million things, so now I can rest. My rest. No. Yeah. You deserve rest as a human being. Yeah. it's okay to rest.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I see it with my husband. Sometimes I say to him, why do you, like, you don't need to do anything. Just relax. Like, I don't expect you to do anything. You've worked hard. Like, we both have. Sit down, chill. You know what I mean? You don't have to be on the go all the time. Like, obviously, sometimes things need to get done.
Of course, yeah.
But, and it's that thing of as well, like, when you've no plans, but I'm not available.
Yes.
Like, just because you might even know that
Yeah.
I have no plans doesn't mean I want to be available to go to yoga or go to, you know what I mean?
But I have no plans. That's my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, my plan is to not have a plan,
Yeah.
and that should be okay. We should normalize that. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
My next one, I think we need to stop normalizing hate disguised as a joke or the crack or I'm only messing. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Stop being hateful. Stop being mean to people. Stop harassing people because you don't like who they are or how they look like, and then turn around and say, I was only joking. There's nothing joking about you hurting someone else.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The casual sexist, racist joke.
Homophobia.
Yeah.
And I'm just messing. Then fucking stop messing.
See what annoys me there? I only had this discussion with my husband the other day. You know, if someone makes a point and then they go, oh, well, you know, I was just saying, you know, and I'm like, that bugs me. If you're going to say it with your full chest. I would rather that. I would respect that way more than this half-assed fucking saying shit. And then, oh, but you know, or like, oh, I was only joking. It's like, no, if you said it with your full chest, we could actually get into it.
Exactly.
We could have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
But you're going, oh, bugbear.
Yeah, I agree. Say it out with your full chest or don't say it at all.
Yeah, or just shut up.
And the thing, do you know what the thing of, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. That is so true.
Yeah.
Like, life has so many other trivial shit to be doing. If you have nothing good to say about someone, find something else. Find another hobby. Find something else to focus on.
And as well though, and I am guilty of this, like, and I've learned, and I think that's just getting older. You just learn, you don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Thank you.
You just don't. You just don't. Sometimes just having no opinion is the opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they say, opinions are like
ourselves.
Assholes. Everybody has one and they all stink.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yours might stink less. I still stinks.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah.
Like I often think, actually, I think my best friend was telling me this the other day. She's like, the way she lives life is, if I need to give you advice, there's two ways I look at it. Can you change that thing within a reasonable amount of time? Like, let's say if you're wearing a dress that I can see you don't like or it's not looking nice on you, and I can tell you, can you change that dress? If the answer is yes, then I would risk, hurting you for that moment, but to fix it, because you can change it. But if you have a mole on your head and I can see it, you can see it, you can't change that mole on your head.
Yeah.
What's the point of me saying it?
Yeah. I'm very guilty of unsolicited advice as well. That needs to get in the bin. So I have to learn to, like, I love giving advice, but like there's unsolicited advice as well.
Are they mean though, or are they just, again, are you giving me advice on something I can change, or is it just?
Well, usually if I'm giving someone advice, it's that we're having a conversation about, but sometimes just shut your mouth, Kelly.
I don't.
No, like I think sometimes it's not helpful.
Okay.
Do you know, like, I mean, obviously you say things with the best of intention, and sometimes you do need to, like, particularly with a friend, you need to get them to see another perspective, especially if they're,
and that's needed.
Yeah, but there are times it's not helpful, and like, do you know, or maybe another day would be a helpful time to give the advice.
So just reading the room and context, and when is it appropriate to say? Yeah, absolutely agree. Again, the advice I'm going to give you, can you do something about it? If the answer is yes, then maybe it's needed. But if you're not going to do anything about it, then it's unsolicited. Yeah. Another day, another time. When the mole has faded, I can tell you, maybe put some foundation on it. That's good advice.
Or maybe just enjoy your mole. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Like, that is part of who you are.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
just let it be.
Absolutely agree.
Okay. Let me see. What's subscriptions to everything. Get in the bin.
Okay.
like how many subscriptions? Think about how many subscriptions you have.
But I need them all.
But it's just everything is subscription now.
Yeah.
Everything.
I feel like you should have one subscription for one category of things. So for example, movies have one thing. Music have one. Editing have one for everything. Category.
You can't buy anything outright anymore.
Yeah.
Like if I want a video editing service, which I do, I have to pay monthly for that. Where before you would have bought a program that you can put on your laptop and you have it's a way for them to make more money out of us.
Yeah.
Subscriptions for everything. Yeah.
10, 15, 20, before you know it's €100 every month.
I was watching one celebrity guy and he was like, he just cancelled all his subscriptions in one fell swoop. He couldn't actually believe, because it's even, Substack, and I love Substack because I love reading, and everything is reading on there, right? So there's no real photographs. Most of it is just, you're reading people's opinion pieces. I love that. But then so many people, it's on subscription now. And I get it. But also Patreon.
Yes.
They're all... Do you know what bothers me as well? When you have really successful podcasts and then people moan about the ads. And I'm like, well then it's that or you're paying per month. So shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Press your little forward button. Do you know?
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but I feel something else I would need to let go is to complicate life for no reason. So if I have to pay for something, I will make my life easy and pay for it. So if I'm watching a video and there's an ad, that's gonna piss me off. Fine, I'll just pay tenner so I don't get to watch any ads.
I know, because we have no patience. We've no patience anymore. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
But it just feels it's everything now.
Yes, I agree.
You can get your perfume on subscription.
No, I know.
You can get underwear. You can get
everything.
Socks. Everything is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
We subscribe to, you know what I mean? You can subscribe now to some of those big websites just to get free delivery. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
And that's a subscription as well.
I agree.
It's too many. It's too many subscriptions.
Let's do that. Let's change that.
Okay, you go.
My last one, I think, it's leave women's reproductive rights alone. Leave women's vaginas alone in what they do. If somebody has 10 children, if somebody doesn't have any children, it's none of your business what a woman does with her vagina and her reproductive rights. Mm-hmm. Because I am surrounded by both the people on the both spectrum. People have large families, 6, 7 children, and people who don't have children for many different reasons. And they both get hate from it, oh my God, would you ever stop having children? Or when are you going to start having children? We need to stop as a society. We need to stop having opinions on people's bodies anyhow, but it's especially when it comes to the reproductive rights. We need to stop normalizing asking people opinions on what they're doing with their reproductive rights. It's none of our business.
I know, and we never ask the men.
We never ask the men.
And they just sow it everywhere if they want.
We never ask the men.
No.
And that brings me into my next one. We have to stop. But my next one is stop asking women who are working, especially, or traveling, or stop asking women, who's minding your children? Who are the children?
Yeah.
Who stayed with your children? With a pity face on you. It's not a nice question to ask. Yeah. Ever.
Also, if you are a working mother or if you're a mother and you're going away for pleasure or whatever, you're going to have your kids looked after. Sweet mother of Jesus, 99% of people, obviously I'm not talking about cases where there's neglect or anything like that. We're talking about your everyday average standard family. You are, of course, going to have your children looked after. I don't need to know what the actress, who's her child, I don't need to know.
But also, we don't ask men those questions.
No, we don't ask men.
My job, I travel a lot, and when I started my job, the first question people used to ask me, oh my God, who's staying home, who's minding the kids? And I've come to a point where I don't take people's hurt and carry them, I give it back to them. So when someone asks, oh my gosh, who's staying with the kids? What do you think? Why would you even ask me that question? Have you asked him who's staying with his kids?
Yeah.
No. Then why is it okay to ask me that question?
Yeah.
When I obviously reproduced kids with somebody and he did reproduce kids with someone, but you assume his partner is home with his children. Why can't you make the same assumption about me? Because I'm a woman. Stop asking women questions you cannot ask men.
That's kind of like the whole thing then of society putting so much pressure and guilt on women. It's like your very first point, like all of your points, mine were completely frivolous. That's white privilege. I don't know.
Married privilege.
No more subscriptions. We should leave women's reproductive rights alone.
Leave them alone. But yeah.
I knew that was going to happen when I was making my list. But your very first one was that we put too much pressure on women, and then it's part of it. It's asking women those questions because it makes it makes women feel guilty that they've left their kids. So we need to stop all that. Just mind your business.
Mind your business.
It's probably why you don't lead with the thing that you have kids as well. We're figuring that out. Yeah. It's probably why though, especially if you travel for work, or travel.
Or travel alone for fun.
Yeah.
Women are allowed a life outside of parenting.
Yeah.
I'm a really strong believer of women are allowed to have a life outside of parenting. I love parenting. I have never once opened my mouth and said, oh my God, parenting is so hard. I don't ever find parenting hard, ever. Because I don't resent my children.
Yeah.
Because I have a life outside of parenting. And I made that choice because I was a very young mom. And I made a choice that I will never live my dreams through my children. I am a fully functioning human being. I will live my dreams and so that I have space and capacity to hold my children's dreams.
I think we need to end on that. That's beautiful.
Good. Oh, thank you.
That was really profound.
Oh, that's
Say that
lovely.
again.
I don't know if I'm going to remember it. I think I made a choice when I was young, when I had a kid young. First of all, that I'll never be a statistic, but also that I will live my dreams so that I don't ever, I forgot.
So that you have capacity to hold
my children's, I will never live my dreams through my children so that I'm whole as a human being and have enough capacity to hold my children's dreams.
And I think as well, you living out your dreams and you doing stuff and having a whole life outside your children gives that generation permission to do the same. Yes. And it makes them realize, well, this was just normal when I grew up. That
exactly.
So it's a gift. It is a gift that you give to your children.
And having said that, it's a place of privilege because I know some people don't have that privilege to do it.
Yeah.
100%. But if you have the capacity to live a life outside of parenting, it is worth it because you're not going to resent your children. I hate parents who walk around saying how terrible their teenagers are. My God, I hate that so much.
That is a whole other podcast because I agree.
Yeah, but if you have a full life, you will have space to understand that my children's behaviors are part of them growing up. And I have space to hold that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We are holding our children's dreams over here. I love that. I love that. So that's our action step then. For this podcast is ladies especially, get out there and live your dreams. Live your dreams.
So you have space to hold your children's dreams.
Action step. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.